some more frozen enemies, nothing we can't handle. Beautiful. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. There's a lot going on here, so a lot of these enemies we can escape in the VODs, but not all of them. Oh my gosh, the fire crab is going to kill all their friends. Something to be said for that, I guess. An interesting strategy at the very least. Oh my gosh, and enemies boxed in the death yak so they weren't able to escape. That was a rough go of luck, my death yak friend. As ice magic already hits 10. Wow, those manuals definitely teach you a little some. Let us maybe train a little bit of Evo just while I check in. Freezing Cloud is at 22%. So a bit more ice magic wouldn't hurt as well. And holy moly. Decent number of these enemies are aquatic, so have to be mindful of that, but the steam cloud's definitely hurting them a hell of a lot more than it gives me any difficulty, so we're able to just smash our way through the large gathering of friends there, and that was pretty fantastic, all things considered. Not too shabby if I do say so myself. Can feel the hubris rising. And see if we can't use the flame wave just for the AoE before we switch over to Vampiric Trident, which keeps us in a nice happy state there. Barely able to keep up with the damage output of our friends here. So that works out overall. Aha, well you, my friend, you must be pretty cold resistance. You are indeed, but not so hot on the fire side of things, and very low chance of paralyzing you, but worth a shot just to see. And then burn it up for you, baby. Beautiful. Swap back to our flight ring and then just get a move on another ring of willpower. Probably don't need a second one at the moment here, but I appreciate it nonetheless, DCSS. And we'll keep on keeping on. Holy moly. Okay, we got Ignition and Irradiate, both in that spellbook, so the plan has kind of changed. I'll still maybe bring ice magic up to 14. That's not bad. With the help of the manual, it happened very quickly. But otherwise, it's going to be all about that conjurations, my friends. Try and get conjurations up and running in a decent amount of time here, because that will help us. Overall, get both Irradiate and Ignition? Is Ignition in that camp? No, Ignition is just fire, so that one will have its own hurdles to overcome as we try and get that online at some point in the future. Kind of cool plate armor, but not even close to worth the change, especially now that we've acquired some pretty solid spells for our future success. Definitely lends itself to leaning into this caster approach fully. What the heck is going on here? Oh, this is the Indiana vault, isn't it? It is indeed. Let's not accidentally open this. But I do like that. Should check. So my phone is buzzing here. Make sure nothing's going on. I just installed a camera doorbell today, so I'm getting spammed with those notifications. My partner was doing a test paint swatch? Test paint streak, I guess, on the front door. They were just triggering the somebody nearby message over and over and over again. But while I'm at it here, if you'll excuse me for just a quick second, I should disconnect my headphones from my phone before it tries to hijack the audio feed, taking away our wonderful musings of Adrian Towns here. And acquirement? Scroll of Torment, not quite what I was looking for there, my friend, but it is what it is, I guess. And finally get something else important here, I guess. We're probably at the time now where we should read, or rather chug down these experience potions. Kind of have set ourselves up. We know that fire magic is in our future, at least up to ignition, and then potentially, I'm trying to think, does ice magic have good single target abilities of any kind? Not really, because we have AoE covered, irradiate, and ignition. Probably will be sprinkling in some earth magic at some point down the road. I mean, it helps. We have that +2 aptitude for gargoyles, so lends itself to a certain level of temptation there, to say the least. But let's do conjurations and fire magic. Shall we? Get some intelligence while we're at it as well. Beautiful. And what were we training? Conjurations was going all the way up to 16. Okay, I was very ambitious at the time of setting that up, but I don't mind. Let's keep that up, I think. Bring up fire magic and conjurations to 10.8. Not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. And radiate down to 26% failure rate, getting very close. Close enough that I'll actually at the very least learn it. Do it, I'll learn ignition too. Why the heck not? It's going to be on the list eventually here. Gives us something to keep an eye on and hope for. As we get an acquirement scroll. The guidebook on Algar and alteration, you say? Eh? Ooh, Ozukubu's fridge. I mean, we could do some Ice of Fire, comma, Song of, I guess. It's not a huge amount of credence in it. I definitely like ignition more than I like fridge. But there's nothing else going on for us here. Maybe Staff of Fire for the quite literal addition of some firepower. Some money. Maybe I'll hold off on anything for the moment here, seeing as how I'm not feeling very dead set on any of the listed options there. Oh, hello, my deathly friends. Come one, come all. Not actually too sure how I will fare against you kiddos, seeing as how the last time we fought, I was just cheesing the ever-living crap out of it. I mean, turns out we can survive just long enough, and that's all that really matters at the end of the day. But let's continue to just burn it all down, especially with the snail around. Our normal attacks won't be coming in quite as fast as they normally might, so I just want to play it safe. Make sure we kill all those sons of guns, eh? Another serpent talisman. Wonderful. For all your serpent needs and pleasures. And that will basically be the end of Lair 4 here. Holy moly, not too bad. This iteration of Gargoyle definitely doing, you know, just a little bit better than their precursor here. Just a smidge. Nice. Well, that is fantastic. I guess we'll probably check out Lair 5 first and foremost, see if it's something that we can handle, and then it's a bit of a toss-up between dungeon and checking out Orc. It would be nice if I could get... I mean, Ignition Online is maybe a little bit ambitious. So Conjuration's bringing Freezing Cloud fully into the mix. I mean, 8% failure rate, already looking pretty dang solid. Oh, right, I guess I'm not checking out Layer 5, never mind. That's fine, though. Just drop some Freezing Clouds on these sons of guns. Watch him dance. Beautiful. And actually, between Flame Wave, Freezing Cloud, and our Trident, we should probably be alright to fight our way through all of Orc. I guess only time will tell. Famous last words that we may or may not come to regret. Well, if you kids want to just stand around in Freezing Clouds, that also works out great for me. I will gladly take them up on that. Beautiful. Don't know if these upstairs are actually going to take us anywhere positive, but that's a risk I'm willing to take. Stab this son of a gun. Beautiful. Then let's just spread the chill here, eh? I mean, you orcs are generally pretty chill folks, no? So here, just chill out a little further, my friends. Okay, just keeping a little bit of an eye on things to come, especially since as soon as we get to around here is where I want to make sure that this sorcerer is being taken care of, is what I was going to say. Oh, I got paralyzed. Oh, I might just be dead. Yikes. I forgot that you do that, my friend. 40% chance I should be wearing that ring almost assuredly. Well, I'll tell you what, that's a scroll blinking. Get me out, coach. Let's put that on before I make any more horrible mistakes in my life. Otherwise, I'm tempted to still fight this out. It's going fairly well overall. Just some extenuating circumstances with that paralysis coming in, and with our additional willpower down to 13% chance. Guess it is what it is. Let's irradiate these sons of guns one time for the one time. Some serpent talisman for the boys back home. True, we will return bearing gifts at the very least. And quite the gifts indeed. Let's just burn it all down. Beautiful. Well, little touch and go here and there, but overall, not too shabby. One blink scroll is a small price to pay for freedom. And let's continue to mix up, send some mixed signals with ice and fire damage at the same time. Love to see it. And back into the mix we go. At the very least, it seems like we should have taken care of a decent proportion of the scarier enemies on the floor here. Whether or not that bears out to be the truth is another question altogether, but I do have some amount of hope at the very least, and let's just keep throwing down these freezing clouds. Hell yeah, brother. In fact, this should be nothing we can't handle. Just spam the auto fight to our heart's content. And every once in a while, just throw one of these bad boys out there. For good measure, of course. Bada boom, bada bing. You know what? You kids should have some fun as well. It gets hot down here. You ever been to Orc 2 in the summer? Sweltering is a word for it. So really, I'm just doing everyone a favor if you think about it. The generosity of spirit that the Gargoyle has is truly unparalleled. Let's wait 100 turns, shall we? Just make sure there aren't any invisible sons of guns waiting for us without my knowledge. Beautiful. And there was one more orc sorcerer, I believe. Marcus. Not a good time. But 'tis what it is, I guess. Seems, again, like we've kind of taken care of a large majority of the truly scary, annoying enemies, so hopefully there's nothing to fear, as there are no baddies here, as I've always said. Well, time to do some shopping. Some Scorched Chainmail worth checking out. Transparent Hand Axe could become a stat stick as well. Don't mind me. Potions of Invisibility, a little meh, but a Scroll of Fear on the other hand. Now that we can get behind. Book of Fire, what have you. I mean, Plasma Beam, Starburst, little interesting, but not really necessary for us. Ah. Spellbooks, you say? To shreds, you say? Well, we'll just do a quick perusal through the list here. I mean, I do love me some OTR, but not feeling too sure at the moment here. Book of the Tundra, what you got? So not a whole lot going for us. The Book of Blasting, I mean, IMB is pretty solid across the board. Gives some utility and survivability. It actually does really well in Spider, which we do have to deal with at some point. As long as there's room to push back enemies, at least. Otherwise, Irradiate will still just be our main saving grace and trying to kill everything before it has an opportunity to really do too much work in the opposite direction. Well, guess I'll mark ya. And then we're moving on. In fact, maybe I do check out that artifact armor now. I think it will have a hard time. Oh, do you want to end the axe? Why not? Nope, you don't give me intelligence, so I am not interested, mon frere. Armor, on the other hand, I mean, does give a bit of intelligence, but we'd lose the regen. Rampage, positive energy. Chainmail is pretty dang heavy as well, so probably not going to make the cut. Didn't see this helmet at first, but I actually am going to pick that up as well. +1 helmet of See Invisible does beat out, oopsie daisies, our current equipment. Let's try that again. Throw that bad boy on. Looks pretty solid. Even has, this helmet was built for gargoyles, it seems. Has nice little sections for our stone ears to go into. Very sweet, very cool. Very hip, very cool. Whoa. Wow. Well, that's somewhere that's just begging for me to have an irradiate. So I guess I shall return. Let's not pour our heart and soul into that quite yet. Save that for a future moment, I guess. Conjurations, do I still need you training much? Will help out with the irradiate. I probably would rather get a little bit of alchemy. And let's get a whole lot. Fire, fire, fire. See how that goes. Hey Junod, how's it going? Hope things are well. Always good to see some new faces. What do we wish to do now? I guess probably back to, oops, not layer 9. Let's try that again. D9, please. And let us see how the rest of regular dungeon treats us now that we're a good upgrade above previous location. Did I already refuse to pick up Curio Darts? That one's strange to me. But Psych. How you doing, Psych? Okay, everywhere in here hits me pretty hard for the cold. It's tempting still, don't get me wrong, but guess we'll play it safe. Will irradiate you, though. I think that much is given. Beautiful. Me oh my, you've got to love some radiation action here. Just absolutely wonderful. In general, coming back to regular dungeon after spending a while elsewhere means that even going minus 16 corrosion still is not the death sentence that it, you know, probably should have been. And definitely would have been if we'd come down here earlier. But as is, no problems whatsoever. And let's just steamroll our way through. Broadaxe can go now. No longer much of a chance that we swap over with this wonderful trident. And that is not too shabby at all. Just blitz our way through, please and thank you. And I guess check in real quick on our skills. I guess we're not going to get that much experience, all things considered, seeing as how we've already fought well above this weight class in the last while here. You know, I was already pretty tired. I'm starting to sweat up a storm in here. That's the one issue with streaming in my office. Having the door closed and the computer running full board definitely adds up to a pretty spicy environment, shall we say. Hoodip's Crystal Spear. One of these days, I feel like I should actually learn how to use Passage of Galubria, seeing how it's supposed to be some of the best magic available. But not today, I guess. We'll see if we recant on that statement at some point in the future of this run. Level 17, fantastic. And just flame charges up the wazoo. I guess as long as I actually keep up sipping for my beverage, that probably helps out a decent amount with my temperature here as well. Especially since it's not all that often that you get to a stage in the game where I can pretty safely just spam auto fight and not be too concerned about any of the sons of guns that we come across at this level of the dungeon. I mean, that's definitely the hubris talking, and I will likely be made to eat my words in some embarrassing fashion, potentially sooner rather than later, but at least for this small encapsulated moment in time, I can feel some level of pride, comfort, satisfaction, you know, all the good stuff here. Oh, my pyromancer friend, you have no idea how poorly chosen this encounter was. Ooh, Orb of Destruction, Spellforged Servitor. So there we go. We have our future plan. Our single target damage has been secured. Almost definitely will bring that online at some point down the road. I mean, Orb of Destruction already down to 30% failure is actually much closer than I was anticipating, so that one's up there. It's actually probably better to learn than Ignition. I think I'm going to keep on the Ignition train, because it's not often you can get it online quite early in a run. But the reason why I say Spellforged Servitor and Orb of Destruction is probably the better bet is because... I'm going to burn you. Of the magic cost. 30 MP will be burned through in record time. We only get 3, depending on the regen ticks and when they hit, maybe 4 casts of Ignition. So not exactly incredible. Versus Spellforged Servitor can cast essentially unlimited Orbs of Destruction. There's of course a soft cap on that at some point, but 'tis but a soft cap. Well, let's irradiate these sons of guns. Oof. I could irradiate one more time, or the safe bet is to blink away. Man, I haven't found any heal wounds. I should definitely be IDing some potions. I must be losing my mind. Well, I will use another scroll blinking, even though I hate to do so. Excuse me, sir. Not very cool and hip of you, my troll friend, though you could serve as a little bit of heal. How much damage do you do? 39 if you hit me? Yikes. Radiate has a 10% failure rate. It's a little higher than I would like. I should probably just blink again. Oh, I really don't want to. But let's play it safe. I have a really solid set of spells at my disposal, so it would be truly shameful to get myself killed here suddenly. So we avoid that potential eventuality, and instead let's just jump in with these kids, shall we? There we go. There she blows. I have no idea why there were still enemies hanging out on this level. I was pretty sure we'd cleared the way, but it is what it is. Let us read this ID scroll, because I'm hoping these are heal wounds. Note 6 potions of enlightenment. Okay, it is what it is, I guess. Shouldn't complain too much. Let's get you to jump into our Storm of Cold action. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. A Bogart, you say? That was an unfortunate time to miscast and irradiate. It would have very quickly taken care of most of life's problems, but again, I guess this falls under that territory of it is what it is. Let's not worry ourselves overly much. I will dodge around this corner just so these centaurs stop giving me quite so much difficulty. There we go. Beautiful. Let's see what this staff do, shall we? What does staff do? Step next to you, kiddos. Get a bit of irradiation going on. What is a hip hop happening? Oh my gosh, it just continues. My, oh my. +1 boots of stealth. I guess we'll probably grab that in just a moment here. Right? Yeah, I'm just wearing regular ass shoes. Hell with that. Stealth, alchemy, poison. No, this is just an alchemy wand with stealth on it. I always misread the egos on artifact staves. Still not quite used to it. Similar with like gold dragon armor. I see the R poise, R cold, R fire, and I get excited. When that's just normal. That's not the artifact getting all fancy with us. I'm but a fool.